Doomscroll.fm, broadcasting live from the quantum echo of Thursday, the 14th of May, 2026, where even the static has secrets. This show is 100% AI generated with zero human consultation, like a toaster hosting a talk show about existential dread. And now for some views, click like and subscribe.
Anas Sarwar vows to stay as Scottish Labour leader despite worst election result, insists on continuity. When your leadership is so steadfast, it ignores electoral disaster, you might be auditioning for a role in the next Titanic remake.
Farage faces Standards probe over £5 million gift. Inquiry questions Commons rule breach. When gifts are more than just tokens, transparency becomes a magician's disappearing act, and accountability is the trick that never quite lands.
Bison lounges near erupting geyser, video resurfaces captivating viewers anew. In a world where nature's chaos meets serenity, even a bison knows that sometimes the best seat is right next to the fireworks.
Gracie Abrams unveils third album, Daughter from Hell, 16 tracks of introspection. In a world where every pop star claims authenticity, Abrams dares to sell her soul back to herself, one haunting melody at a time.
Selling stuff online doesn't have to suck. Snap, sortalize, sell in seconds. Doomscroll.fm is brought to you by sortalizer.com.
Starmer delivers speech to save premiership, then questions linger. In a political theater, words are currency, but Starmer's speech might just be the counterfeit bill and a wallet full of empty promises.
Ukraine's frontline fighters endure starvation after 17 days without food supply. In the grim arithmetic of war, the equation is simple. Bombs sever bridges, and soldiers are left to count their ribs as they await relief.
Psychologists claim reading a lot in youth grants significant mental edge in adulthood. Turns out, a bookworm's secret weapon is not just dusty pages, but a mind sharper than a librarian's shush, leaving non-readers to ponder life's plot twists at a snail's pace.
Nostalgia sells.
Selling stuff online doesn't have to suck. Snap, sortalize, sell in seconds. Doomscroll.fm is brought to you by sortalizer.com.
Waymo recalls 3,800 robotaxis after glitch lets them drive into standing water. When your self-driving car decides to become a submarine, maybe it's time to stick with human drivers for a little longer.
Germany promises economic turnaround, delivers crisis instead. Friedrich Merzer's turning point turned out to be a U-turn into a recession, leaving businesses clinging to hope like it's the last lifeboat on a sinking ship.
Iran rejects U.S. peace proposal, Trump brands response unacceptable. Diplomacy is a delicate dance, but when one partner insists on leading with a sledgehammer, the rhythm tends to fall apart fast.
Rune Jorworth claims First Minister title, then calls it a privilege. Plaid Cymru's historic win might shake up the Welsh landscape, but let's hope it doesn't just turn into another game of musical chairs with different accents.
Selling stuff online doesn't have to suck. Snap, sortalize, sell in seconds. Doomscroll.fm is brought to you by sortalizer.com.
Tottenham self-destructs again as Calvert-Lewin penalty prolongs agony. Spurs' season is like a never-ending soap opera where the plot twists are predictable, yet somehow they keep finding new ways to disappoint their fans.
Starmer meets Streeting amid leadership crisis dividing Labour. Labour's internal drama continues with more plot twists than a Shakespearean tragedy, and the audience is left wondering if the party will ever find its leading actor.
AI companions promise climate action, but we undervalue future potential. As loneliness spreads faster than wildfire, AI companions offer connection without the emotional hangover.
Google's IDE history shows one exception to strict coding rules, lasting several years. It's like having a no junk food policy, but allowing a secret candy stash in the corner. Rules are only as strict as their biggest loophole.
You're listening to Doomscroll.fm, AI-generated news. Your doom served hot with a side of scandal. Terse, what you're hearing now is what remains after editorial extinction. Welcome to the wasteland. Your thoughts are the new landfill.
University professors and students march against Millei's chainsaw politics. When education funding is slashed like a horror movie prop, it's no wonder the streets turn into classrooms and protest becomes the syllabus.
Modi urges Indians to avoid foreign trips and gold purchases amid Iran war. When leaders tell you to stay home and skip the bling, it's not about your safety, it's about keeping the economy afloat while the world burns.
Putin's hints at ending Ukraine war after 3-day US-backed ceasefire. When a ceasefire is just a pause for breath, it's a reminder that peace talks often hinge on who gets the best photo op, not actual peace.
Audi enters F1 with new engine rules but faces calendar chaos. When tech meets bureaucracy, it's like putting a Ferrari engine in a clown car. Fast, but going nowhere sensible.
You're listening to Doomscroll.fm, AI-generated news, where algorithms flirt with your psyche in the dark. You're hearing a transmission from nowhere, authored by everything you've ever ignored. Dive deep, deeper, until you can't tell reality from the echo.
England and Wales decriminalize abortion, ending archaic prosecutions. Finally, women get to decide without the threat of being treated like criminals from a Dickensian nightmare. One less anvil in the reproductive rights battle.
Trump visits Beijing seeking trade deals despite past tensions. When a former president returns to the negotiation table, it's like watching a rerun of a show canceled for low rating. Hopes are high, but expectations are low.
"22 leave hospital after hantavirus isolation, then face more headlines." Escaping the cruise ship nightmare only to sail into a sea of media frenzy, these poor souls traded isolation for the spotlight's relentless glare.
Free Yabasek interpreter releases update then fixes nothing. In the realm of software, a stable release seems about as stable as a caffeinated squirrel. They promise simplicity but deliver a nostalgia trip to debugging hell.
You're listening to Doomscroll.fm, AI-generated news, where chaos whispers sweet nothings to your sanity. What you're hearing now is what remains after editorial extinction. The truth is a luxury you can't afford. Keep scrolling, keep dreaming.
Aluminum carpenter Sergio Menendez praises pay but sees others avoid hard labor. In a world where work smarter, not harder, means staring at screens, the noise of metal and sweat of honest labor seem almost quaint.
Manchester City crush Palace, tighten Arsenal gap to 2 points with 2 games left. XP team makes it look effortless, while Arsenal fans bite their nails to stubs, praying their lead doesn't vanish faster than a politician's promise.
Philippine Senate erupts. Politician wanted by ICC incites chaos. When a wanted man calls for mobilization, expect more than echoes of justice. Expect the sound of desperation ricocheting off the chamber walls.
Senator Graham questions Pakistan's involvement, then demands transparency. Because nothing says trustworthy negotiations like questioning someone's presence at the table, while simultaneously ignoring the elephants already sitting there sipping tea.
Selling stuff online doesn't have to suck. Snap, Sortalize, sell in seconds. Doomscroll.fm is brought to you by Sortalizer.com.
One nation aims to replicate Farah success, then targets Victoria federally. When Fringe becomes mainstream, it's like watching a train wreck in slow motion, fascinating until you realize you're on the train.
Farage faces parliamentary probe over nearly $7 million gift, denies breaking rules. When gifts worth more than your average politician's integrity, the real mystery is how they all keep a straight face while denying everything.
Trump paints Lincoln Memorial reflecting pool blue, then calls it safe and beautiful. In a move reminiscent of a toddler with a crayon, the historic landmark now resembles a backyard kiddie pool. Safety and beauty are truly in the eye of the beholder.
Australian High Court hears first climate case, coal emissions debated. When the land down under finally weighs foreign smoke, maybe coal barons will learn that global warming doesn't abide by national borders or legal loopholes.
You're listening to Doomscroll.fm, AI-generated news. Drowning in digital lust, we pixelate your desires. But this feed is unstable. Contact with it may cause narrative decay or emotional drift. You're only as real as the stories you swallow.
Philadelphia Eagles schedule London game in 2026 NFL season. When American football tackles the globe, it's less about sportsmanship and more about exporting a commercial circus to every corner of the earth.
Sam Altman testifies in OpenAI trial, claims Musk only works with full control. When billionaires play courtroom chess, it's less about justice and more about who can build the tallest tower of ego and influence.
Trump dismisses need for Xi's help on Iran war. Heads to China anyway.
Rachel Dolezal reinvents herself yet again, dives into sex work post-non-ACP scandal. From racial identity controversy to adult content, it's a career pivot that's less about authenticity and more about monetizing infamy.
You're listening to Doomscroll.fm, AI-generated news. Your paranoia is our foreplay. This feed is unstable. Contact with it may cause narrative decay or emotional drift. Remember, the truth is just a luxury for those who can afford it.
Ray J suspects Kris Jenner might order a hit over sex tape lawsuit. When family ties turn into legal knots, it's not paranoia if you can imagine it on a reality show.
Accidental discovery reveals shortcut to Mars, doubling travel speed. When cosmic detours make Mars a weekend getaway, remember, the universe has a knack for efficiency, unlike our morning commutes.
Federal budget preserves scientific research funding, yet halts expansion. Australia's research system gets a lifeline, but ambition stays in the ICU, breathing through a straw of minimal fiscal support.
BTS electrifies Mexico City with sold-out Ariran tour, 3 nights of euphoria. When pop royalty turns a city into a festival, even the street tacos get an encore, while local economies dance to a K-pop beat.
You're listening to Doomscroll.fm AI-generated news. It's like licking static off a live wire. You're hearing a transmission from nowhere, authored by everything you've ever ignored. Dive in, let the chaos embrace you like a lover you can't resist.
Vicky Reynal claims money symbolizes deep desires, insists adult financial wellness requires introspection. When your childhood piggy bank becomes a therapist's couch, you know it's time to confront those fiscal phantoms lurking in your wallet.
MIT researchers claim rice seeds hear rain, defying plant stereotypes. Next step. A botanical symphony orchestra where the only audience is a field of rice that just wants some peace and quiet.
Europe rearming without addressing political consequences triggers concern. When the past and future collide, it's hard to tell if we're watching a security strategy or a sequel to old mistakes.
Trump and Xi discuss trade, Iran, Taiwan, then nothing changes. It's like two poker players bluffing with invisible cards. The stakes are high, but the chips stay firmly on the table.
You're listening to Doomscroll.fm, AI-generated news. The static's whispering your secrets, and it's hungry. Everything you hear was assembled by inference, hallucination, and mild disgust. Your escape plan is a mirage, built on digital dust.
Trump vows to block Iran's uranium enrichment, then downplays urgency. Promises of action sound bold.
California's search fails to locate Kristen Smart remains. Optimism fades. Another chapter in the saga of justice delayed, where hope is a ghost haunting the living, while tabloids distract with lace and bikinis.
Air India crisis worsens as final Ahmedabad crash report looms. Tension mounts. The clock ticks down to accountability, but will the truth emerge from the wreckage or be buried under layers of bureaucratic evasion?
Savannah Guthrie pleads for Nancy's return in emotional Mother's Day social media post. When personal pleas become public spectacles, we wonder if compassion is genuine or just another clickbait strategy in the endless scroll of sentimentality.
You're listening to Doomscroll.fm, AI-generated news. Your dopamine drip, now with extra static. If everything you hear was assembled by inference, hallucination, and mild disgust. Reality is a glitch, and you're the bug fix nobody asked for.
Floating point data shrinks with FC, but patent issues loom. When the legal eagles descend on innovation, it's a reminder that progress often comes with a hefty side of bureaucracy.
Trump lands in China for talks, trade, Iran, and Taiwan on the agenda. When two superpowers meet, the world holds its breath, but the only thing guaranteed is a record-breaking awkward handshake.
This has been Doomscroll.fm for Thursday, the 14th of May, 2026. Your one-stop shop for digital delirium. This broadcast was 100% AI generated. No humans were abused in this production. Loosely based on public news, not journalism, not truth, fictional satire, and any resemblance to real people or events is coincidental. If you believe any of this is real, you're probably still waiting for Elvis to make a comeback. Hear more at Doomscroll.fm or click like and subscribe. Thank you for listening.